Good morning, class. Our topic is all about illustrating EVT or extreme value theorem. Our objectives are illustrate extreme value theorem, find the absolute extrema of the given function, solve problems involving optimization, and recognize the importance of extreme value theorem and optimization in decision making. So to start with, this is just a review on page 45, activity 1, learning task 1. We're going to find the first derivative of the following function. You still remember how to find the derivative of a given functions. So in this case, you have 5 functions. So just solve for the first derivative using different rules natin. So, okay, so that's just a review. So for extreme value theorem, look at the figure. If this is our function, okay, let f be a function which is a continuous on a closed and bounded interval. See, we use a bracket, so that is a closed and a bounded a to b. From this point A going to another point B. Then the extreme values, the maximum and minimum of the function always exists. And they occur either at the endpoints or at the critical points of the function. So in this case, kita-kita natin the maximum points is at this, and the minimum point is at this point. So the graph illustrates the extreme value theorem in which it is continuous and there is a closed bounded interval from A to B. Kailangan makita niyo siya, yung point or yung hole is a darkened or shaded hole. Likewise, on the other end, kailangan yung hole is a darkened or shaded hole. Otherwise, hindi siya closed bounded interval. So once we said continuous, it implies that there is no gap, jump, or hole in the graph. So moreover, closed means included, or in symbol, it used a bracket. So that's the bracket. While bounded means there is a specified endpoint in the graph, which means there is no infinity involved in the given interval. Hanggang dun lang siya, dun sa point na yon. So either ends. So yun yung ibig sabihin ng bounded. Merong specific endpoint. Walang infinity. Okay? Since the graph of the left satisfies the conditions which are continuous and then closed and bounded, therefore, there are absolute maximum and absolute minimum in the given graph of a function. So as can be seen, the absolute or global maximum is the highest point in the graph, and the absolute or global minimum is the lowest. This is the lowest point in the graph, the highest point in the graph. Okay, so let's have an illustrative example. So determine if the given graph satisfies the conditions of EVT. So number 1, so we have both endpoints, ayan naman, shaded naman yung ating hole. But then, meron tayong nakikita isang point, okay, na wala sa graph. Therefore, may jump. This is not an EVT. How about number 2? From this point A, going to point B, kaya lang yung isang hole natin sa point B, hindi siya bounded, hindi siya closed. Naka-open siya. Kaya number 2 is also not extreme value theorem. And number 3 is a perfect example of EVT. Why? From point A to point B, bounded, closed, no gap, jump, or hole. See, kung makikita nyo rito, shaded or darkened yung holes natin. Kaya number 3 is the only problem that satisfies the extreme value theorem. So we have 4 steps in finding the absolute extrema. Sa absolute extrema, yung minimum and maximum. First, find the first derivative of the given function. Dali na maghanap ng first derivative. Second is to equate the first derivative of the given function to 0. And that is to find the critical numbers or number. Kung madami, numbers. Substitute the given interval and the critical numbers to the given function. And finally, select the maximum by finding the largest value in the third step and the minimum by finding the smallest value in the third step. So the absolute extrema, take note, is the absolute maximum and the absolute minimum of the given graph of a function. Let's have an example. It's an illustrative example. Find the extrema which is the minimum and the maximum of the given function. So the function is x squared plus 3x plus 9. Okay, correction. It should be 4x. So this is a 4x. X squared plus 4x plus 9, negative 3 to positive 3. Okay, that is your intervals. Closed siya, ha? Included yung negative 3 and then yung positive 3 included. So shaded yung holes on both ends. Negative 3 to positive 3. First step, find the first derivative of this function. Tingnan nyo, kaya ako sinabing mali siya. 4x siya dapat talaga. Okay, this is the 4x. So x squared plus 4x plus 9. And then find the first derivative. Okay, x squared, derivative of that is 2x. Derivative of 4x is 4. Derivative of constant is 0. That's why the answer in step 1, find that the first derivative is 2x plus 4. And then second is finding the critical number by applying the first derivative equating to 0. So kung ano man yung first derivative mo, equate to 0. That is step 2. So the first derivative equate to 0. And this is our first derivative, 2x plus 4. Yeah. Equals to 0. So we have to subtract minus 4 on both sides para makancel natin tong 4, 4. Or simply transpose the positive 4 on the other side will give you minus 4. So 2x equals negative 4. Dividing both sides by 2. Pag dinivide ko 2 by 2, cancel, cancel will give you x. Pag dinivide by 2, it will give you negative 2. Therefore, our critical number, because that's our second step, find the critical number. And that the answer here is negative 2. So take note of the critical number is negative 2 in this problem. Step 3, finding y values. How to find the y values? You have to substitute your critical value, which is negative 2, and the intervals, which is negative 3 and 3, to the given function. Our function is x squared, or excuse me, so this is also, again, i-correct natin to. This is not 3, ha? This is 4. So pag inano niya siyang 4, sana makuha natin ng tama yung answer natin dito. Alright? So may correction. Gawin lang natin tong 4x. Kaya 4 tapos do the simple operation, algebraic expression. So integers lang yung mga yan. Kung ano yung lumabas na f, negative 2, if f is negative 3, and if f is 3, ano dun yung minimum and maximum. Let's say for example, this is a good solution already. Say this is a good example. Let's say this is a good example. So therefore, to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum, the maximum value 27 occurs at x equals 3. Okay, so x equals 3. So we have the minimum value is 7, occurs at x is negative 2. So ito kasi yung pinakamababa 7 sa tatlong points, negative 2, negative 3, and 3. Ito yung critical value, and then these are the intervals. Sa tatlo, ito yung pinakamababa, ito yung pinakamataas. Kaya dun sa point negative 2, okay, yun yung minimum value kasi 7 ang nakuha. And at point 3, 27, and that's the maximum value. So, pero check nyo pa rin kung anong lalabas sa sagot kapag 4 ito. I think same din naman. Lalabas sa f negative 2, pinakamababa, at saka f positive 3, pinakamataas. Try nyo. Okay? So for number 2 example, this is our problem, a cubic function. Cubic kasi power 3. And our intervals is from negative 1 to 1. So try this at home. So steps 1, 2, 3, 4, just follow it and you'll get the correct answer. So for our activity on page 45, activity 2, learning task 2, just follow the steps in finding the absolute extrema of the given function. So ito yung mga steps, tinulit ko lang ulit, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our problem is only 2. Function 1 is this with the interval negative 1 to 2, and function 2 for problem number 2 is a quartic, x power 4 minus 8x squared with the intervals negative 4 to 4. Ano yung first derivative? Derivative nyo muna yung given function. Derivative nyo muna yan. That's the answer. Put the answer here. And then equate that first derivative to 0. ilagay nyo naman dito. Find the y values for the third step, and for the fourth step, the maximum and the minimum value. Okay, so for page 50, activity 3, learning task 4, same, find extrema, the minimum and the maximum given the functions with the corresponding intervals. That's your activity for activity 3. Okay, and the chain rule. Okay, class, for the chain rule, okay, I'll give you the definition first, and then I have a special instruction. The chain rule. The objectives in this topic is state the chain rule, calculate derivatives using chain rule, apply chain rule in solving problems, and appreciate the significance of chain rule in finding the derivative of composite function. So by definition, chain rule is one of the important computational theorems in calculus. It tells us how to find the derivative of a composite function. So remember composite function. The chain rule can be stated in two ways. First, if the function g is differentiable at x and the function f is differentiable at then the composite function f composed of g, that's how you read it, f composed of g is differentiable at x, and f composed g derivative or prime of x is simply f prime g of x g prime of x. So number 2, the second way, if the Leibniz notation is used for the derivative, the chain rule can be stated as follows. So ganyan siya, using the Leibniz notation. Okay, if y is a function of u defined by y equals f of u, and dy du exists, and if u is a function of x defined by u equals gx, and du dy exists, then y is a function of x, and dy dx exists and is given by dy dx equals dy over du times du over dx. Ano mangyayari dito? Yung du maka-cancels out, kaya equal na siya, dy over dx. So you'll appreciate this definition more if I'll give you an example. So it can be seen from both statements that chain rule involves taking the derivative of the outer function evaluated at the inner function and multiplying it by the derivative of the inner function. So let's have an example. Pero special instruction ko for the example of finding the derivative using the chain rule sa next video natin. So I will give you the video given 5 problems. Just watch it and I hope you'll learn from it. Okay, yung 5 examples natin. So after watching it, this is your activity. Activity 4, page 52. Learning task 2. Expand each function using the appropriate technique formula. Compute the derivative of the expanded function by applying the differentiation rules. So using chain rule as well, you can solve the problem. And for learning task 3, activity 5, page 55, break me down on page 55. Ganun din siya. Okay? You let y, what is your y? And then what is your u? dy over du, du over dx, dy over dx. Sa mga nag-face-to-face, na-explain ko to ng more on details. Pero dun sa iba, yung next video na ipopost ko about chain rule lang, yung chain rule, I hope makatulong yun sa inyo. Okay? So, the last activity is use the chain rule to find the derivative of the following 3 functions. So, that's the last activity. So, I hope you learn from it and you can do your activities now. Thank you and God bless you all.